Hey there YouTube, AJ here, and today I'm going to start tearing apart this for I don't know what year it is, but it's an 8BA Ford flathead V8. Now, being the great YouTuber that I am, I already started kind of tearing it down, and I didn't record anything, and I probably took away the joy of seeing all the stuff that fell out of the bell housing, including this really big snail shell that was in there. There were some other small ones in there, but this one was really big. It's kind of cool, so I saved it. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this is to try to make some more space in my garage. I bought this 3-wheeled engine stand off of Facebook Marketplace for like 20 bucks. And so it would fit underneath my bench with the engine on it. I cut 10 inches out of the main support here and put it back together. I also welded all the places that were just bolted together so it would be a lot more sturdy. And because I know these 3-wheelers have a propensity to try to tip, I also welded in these anti-tip brackets, braces, whatever you want to call them, stabilizers, whatever. So if this thing does decide to tip, it will catch on those. So over here you can see the bell housing, flywheel, starter, all that all came out together. The clutch is in there. And that's where all the mouse house, acorns, nuts, and the snail shells came out of back here. I went ahead and got it mounted up on my engine stand, so we can just start to the teardown now. And yes, I know, the later 8BAs you can bolt to an engine stand like this. The earlier flathead V8 motors, you don't want to do that because they can crack and break and fall off. So you want to get the adapter plate that mounts it off of the exhaust studs. But I don't need to worry about this because I got an 8BA. So we're going to start by yanking out the spark plugs and seeing what they look like, because I have no idea what this engine looks like. I know it does not turn over at this point. That's all I know about it. And I noticed some of the intake manifold bolts were a little loose, so I don't know if they were more than finger tight, but didn't take much to break them free. So I don't know if someone's been in there before or what. But we're going to find out. We're going to tear this thing apart, get rid of all the external pieces, water pumps, exhausts, all of that. Try to get it down to just the block and the rotating mass for now, and just kind of do a top level assessment, see if there's anything worth saving in this block, in this motor, whatever. So let's go ahead and pull these spark plugs and see what they look like. Well, we're not off to a very good start. The plugs are pretty corroded. Only a couple of them aren't, so I'm not expecting to see good things in here. Alright, I guess next we'll see if we can get these head bolts broken free and take off the heads. I got a feeling this isn't going to be the easiest. Well, not too bad. Some of these are gone. Let's go get my impact and we'll see if we can get some of these off quicker. Okay, well, so far we've only broken one bolt on each side. That side's free now. This side, these two here, I can't get them to break free yet. So looks like we're gonna have to add some heat to the situation on those. So we're gonna fire up the torch, heat these up, and then see if we can get them to break free.
Fire in the hole!
And this side's all free, that side's all free. Gonna let that side cool down a while before we work on it again. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take off these water necks. That was easy. Okay. I'm gonna guess these are temp senders. They're connected together. I'm gonna cut the wire into them. I don't need that. Getting that vacuum line up out of the way. Let's see if we can bust this loose. I think it's actually moving. I think it's free. I think that wasn't too bad. I want to take this off so I can get this thing out of my way. Alright, that's better. I got this belt. Now, I don't know, I don't think all these bolts are the exact same length. So I'm going to lay them, and some of them have washers and some don't, so I don't know about that either. If you know, leave it in the comments below. Are they supposed to all have washers? There's none supposed to have washers. Any help would be appreciated. Okay, so that one's down a little bit.
1, 2, 3. This one there. See, that one's got a washer. It's down a little bit. Center bolts. Another here.
Here's. Oh, that's the one I broke.
Alright. Then we got 2 here.
Lay them out in the same pattern on the floor so I can, once I get the head off, I'll put them back in the head. Alright. Oh, look at that. Nice and easy. Alright. Well, here's the inside of the head. As you can see, that don't look good. But wait till you see inside the cylinders, if you haven't already. Alright. As you can see, this is not good in these 2 cylinders at all. This one's better, but not great. And that one's better, but still bad. It's got this weird black shiny thing in there. I don't know what's going on in here, but can you see that gloppy, slimy looking thing in there? That's gross. More snails maybe? Alright, looks like there's... What is that? Is that just... That is weird. I don't know. Ugh, the more I poke, the worse it gets. Ugh. Alright, let's get the vacuum. Well, we have had several water heating passages that were clogged. Trying to see if there's any cracks, you know, like big obvious crack. There's a small crack there. I think that one's okay though, between these 2 bolts. Yeah, there's a small crack there. We will get the surf after we get this tear apart. We'll take the surface conditioning tool and clean this up, and try to look for cracks a little better. Hopefully, if nothing else, the block's not cracked beyond use. I was hoping to get a camshaft out of here, but that's not looking good. The camshaft in my other one is bad. I haven't even torn that block apart to see if the rest of it's worth saving. But I know the camshaft has a bad lobe on it because one of the valves froze and it ripped the bottom out of it, and that camshaft lobe is all tore up. Anyway, all right, let's take off the other side, see how bad it is. Before I take that out, I'm going to take off this distributor cap, get it out of my way. Whoop, that just fell off. All right. Now we get that out of the way. We're going to also take off these water pumps real quick. They are just held on there loosely, I know, because I threw them on there just so I could give me some place to hold this thing from falling over. I got one truck pump, one car pump with this crude bracket I threw together that I just was using it to hold it in a wood stand to keep it from tipping on the floor. Let's give it a few whacks and see if it's as loose as the other one was. I think this one's going to fight us a little more. All right, let's get the bolts out. See what we can do. All right, didn't fight us too bad once I removed the head stud I was missing and the hold down for the distributor. So let's see what's inside. Survey says, oh, it's worse. That's gnarly. Look at that. Full, mostly full. Yeah, at least there's nothing slimy looking in this one. But yeah, it's bad. No wonder this thing wouldn't rotate. Well, as you can see, this piston's completely ate away. It's shot, so's this one, so's that one. That one might be savable, but it's bad. My valves all look bad. So yeah. Cracks. Maybe there, can't tell, I gotta clean that up. So far, that's kind of ate away there, so I don't know if that's savable or not. It's pretty rusted right there, pretty pitted here too. Same on this one. Don't know, we'll see. But I don't see cracks. All right, I'm gonna get these out of the way. See if we get any big surprises coming out of this. All right, gonna need a breaker bar for that one. Not that one though. All right, one more shot. All right, breaker bar it is. That went. No major surprises here. We had a rag in there, but all right, let's pop off the intake, see what we got underneath there. All right, let me get you in position. You get a first-hand look before I do. A gasket. Oh, I cheated. I looked down in here. Oh man. It is a sludge-filled nightmare. Wow, that is not good at all. Well, all this in here is pretty gross. All right, well, you know what? I haven't checked the dipstick on this thing. Well, it's got oil. At least it shows oil. It smells gasoline-y. It's pretty thin. It's still viscous though. I don't think it's got water in it. Maybe some, but not tons. But well, I'm gonna go grab the surface conditioning tool and see if we can't clean up these heads some to see if it looks like there's any cracks or not. Okay, what I thought was a crack here doesn't appear to be a crack. I don't think so. I really don't see any cracks. This is rough here. Same here, but not too bad. My opinion, I think this side could be saved. Now I know you have to magnaflux and make sure there's no hidden cracks, blah, blah, blah. I know all that. But this side doesn't look bad at all. I think, let me get a wire brush, see if there's any markings on that piston. Because I think this is going to be the only piston I can see the top of. Don't see any stampings. Like maybe this block hasn't even been bored. I don't know. These are shitty calipers, but you know, grins and giggles. Let's see what we got. Looks like 2 1/16. Have to look up what the bore is. What this is supposed to be. Ford. Don't see anything. Ford USA. Can't really tell that one. Kind of looks like Ford. These two definitely say Ford USA on them. I'm saying potentially this motor's never been rebuilt. Ford. Can't really read that one. Ford. I'd say all these valves are original. Maybe. This piston's also got possible to be able to read it, but it's clear at the bottom of the stroke. So it's kind of hard to clean the top off. Yeah, I can't see anything on that one either. Oh, back to the deck inspection though. I don't think that's a crack. Potentially, but I don't think it is. As far as cracks go, I don't think it's cracked. The worst part here is how much material's gone between here. So I'm gonna have to get some help assessing this, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I can get the cam out without taking out all the valves. And I really don't feel like tackling that today because that is a mess in there. I think we can get this out without, yep. Take our distributor out. That's a definite keeper, at least for now, until we figure out what we're going to do there. All right, just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull off this timing cover. I don't know if you can tell, this is really my first time tearing into a motor this deep. I have gone clear through transmissions and transfer cases and even a turbo 350 automatic trans, but I've never really gotten into an engine, so. I'm gonna dig out that bolt. I think probably one on the other side as well. Alright, let's see if we can get that off. I'll spray that. Got that one. There we go. All right. It's starting to move. Is there anything else I need to remove on that? I thought that was it. There we go. All right, timing cover removed. All right, let's, before we go much further, let's put these bolts back in. That way we know where they came from. I'd like to get this stripped down to where it's just nothing but the block, so I could pressure wash it and maybe try to find somebody that could look at it and give me an idea if it's even worth trying to save. If anybody knows so far based on what I've shown, please comment down below. Like saying, yeah, I think so far you're looking pretty good, or no, mate, you're screwed, don't go any further. I'm going to try to take this gear off. I think it'll, can't tell if that'll go over this or not. I don't know if I have to pull this gear or if it'll just come off over there. What's that gear go to? Oh, that drives my distributor. Okay, that's the distributor gear. All right. So I don't know if I need to pull that off the camshaft or not before this gear will come off. I don't know. All right, well, the GoPro's battery died, so I'm gonna take that as a sign. I couldn't get a socket on those timing gear bolts with the distributor gear in place. So I'm thinking I need to remove that distributor gear first. I know I need to remove these valves and go through all that. That's a big, dirty, messy job. So I think I'm gonna take the dying of the battery as a sign and say maybe I should call it quits and do a part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever it is on this teardown, and stop, clean up this mess, and save all that for a future video. Please comment anything you saw. If you saw something that you think I'm just SOL already, this block's done for, please let me know. If you think it's got potential, let me know that too. I appreciate it. Like I said, I've never torn into one of these before. I'm learning as I go on these flatheads, so I appreciate any help you can offer, any words of wisdom, whatever. So I think it's best right now for me to stop and do a little more research before I continue. I don't want to screw anything up, especially if that cam is savable. I could use it maybe, I don't know, in the other motor. Because the other motor turns. I haven't taken it apart to see if all the valves are moving and everything, but it turns at least. I did drain, if you saw my video a long time ago, I did drain the oil sump and found chunks of the bottom of a lifter in it where the cam had ripped out the bottom of a lifter. So I think the valve froze and it knocked it out. Anyway, I don't know if it can be saved or not either, but I got to do something, and if this block can potentially be saved, maybe I'll put the money into machining this one, especially if it's not been bored yet. There's a guy here local that does flatheads, so I'm thinking I'll take my heads to him, because I got a set of aluminum Edelbrock heads. We'll see what he says. Maybe he can tell me I can save this, or he can just say, yeah, that's scrap it. Anywho, experience, gain, learn. I'm both disappointed and not disappointed because, I mean, yeah, the cylinders were full of crap and it was a lot worse than it looked than I thought, but I think potentially this block can be saved. I'm not 100% yet. We're gonna find out, you know. That's about all I can do at this point. Clean it up and take it up and have someone look at it. So I guess when we get back on this, I'll do my research, figure out how to take out that cam, and then once I can take out the cam, you know, and I think I got to take out all these valves first, so I got to figure out how to do that. So I got to do some research and learn, and then we'll be back on it at some point. So until then, YouTube, thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm closing in on 1,000 subs. I've got 917-ish, I think, right now. So if you can subscribe, it really helps out the channel, helps me, and gives me a warm feeling. Hey, give me a warm feeling. Anyway, until then, YouTube, later. Stop it. I'm learning as I go on these flatheads. Hang on a second. Got a bug, won't stay out of my eye.